Welcome in, everyone. Today's video, I'm going to go over some of the flow and all that stuff that I put out this week from the week of June 26th to June 30th. So, kind of touch on the flow, kind of see what happened with the charts and all that, and see if we would have been profitable. So, going forward, this is going to be the first recap video. So, format's going to change a lot in the next week, but I really wasn't planning on doing this, so I don't have a lot of these contract prices, but just kind of want to go over the charts and the flow and stuff just to kind of show the stuff that if I put it out, I kind of feel like I'm responsible for going over it. So let's get started here. We're going to go in order. So our first one, and again, all the dates are here, and some of them we have were Discord plays as well too. I'll tell everybody the dates on those. They're not stamped like this, like Twitter, but so let's get started here. So our first one was DG, so Dollar General. So let me pull that up here. So this was for June 25th is when I called this out. So let's see where we were for June 25th. So here is our June 25th. 23rd or yeah, so okay, this was Sunday when I put this out. So I was like, where's my date? Okay, anyways. So I mean, we're kind of floating in this area still. I mean, if you got in, and again, kind of talking about this could be a potential gap trade idea, but I mean, kind of flat so far. I mean, if you got in, not a huge deal, kind of flat, but nothing huge of a return here yet, but we'll see. Looks like it's coming back a little bit. So moving on, next we have chapter or charge point here. Let me pull this up. So here is your charge point chart. And again, we were looking at there's a lot of volume over the open interest here. Kind of was selling off with good volume. So, but it was targeting the 7 point or 7.5 calls here. So again, June 25th. So let's go back here. So here is your June 25th here. Where are we? 25th. Or it's going to be the 26th. Sorry. Again, this part of the list was put on Sunday. So again, like I said, this is the first video with the trade recap. It's going to be a lot smoother from here out. But I mean, so here we are. So here is your 26 is when you would have got in, and I mean this is a nice move up here. So 717 to 879, and this is a nice your 26. So I mean you have a nice 21% move up there in plug. So I mean, very profitable there if you took any of that. So moving on next is Moderna, and this is what I had for that. So we had repeated hits with a descending fill on the 77120 calls. So let's pull up the chart here. And again, this was on, as you can see, this video was not thought ahead of time. So I tend not to write stuff down and all that. So it's kind of just hit and go stuff. So bear with me. But again, June 25th here. Bring that down. Here is your June 25th. It's going to be the 26th. Caught myself there. So again, I mean, small move up. I mean, this one did gap up the next day. So usually with stuff like that, I don't like chasing. But even if you did chase, I mean, because I think we opened up in here. So I mean, kind of flat here now, end of the week. But if you would have waited for a discount, I mean, you get in. This is a roughly 4% move up, $4 move up. Not bad, depending on when you get in and all that. But and with this stuff, I will try to kind of put like kind of support areas. I mean, which are good areas to potentially start a trade idea there. But again, learning progress, especially for newer traders. So let's move on here. So we have Zoom next and June 25th. So it's going to be the 26th here. Let me pull that up. So Zoom. And here is your 26th here. So, I mean, and if you chased right at open too, I mean, we did move up big on this day. I mean, almost a huge dollar move here about, but I mean, and some of these you can swing to if you want. It's again all up to you, your risk management, all that. But I mean, since this was called out, I mean, this is a nice little, I mean, 4% move, 3.5% move up here on the stock, depending. I mean, if the top, and again, top of the ranges, I mean, you're not going to always exit at the top of trades, but I mean, this had a 4% move, so you swing some, leave runners. I mean, adjust stops up, all that stuff, everything that I always tell people to do. So that was Zoom. So next one is Match, and this was, we had multiple repeated hits on the 8, 4, 43, 45, 46 calls. So this again, it's going to be June 26th. So Match, so here is, let me change this up a little bit. So June 26th, right here. So I mean, and again, I'm just showing the full range of the motion of the trade. You're not ever going to get in at the exact bottom or exit at the top, but strategically, I mean, just kind of showing everybody what everything that happened here. So I mean, in that range, I mean, and I'll hit the high there. I mean, again, another 4% move on a ticker here. So, and even if you swing, I mean, you can get that return. I mean, leave runners, etc. You get the idea. So, I mean, roughly a 4% move here. And our next one is Best Buy. And this was June 26th. So, let me pull this back up. So, this was called out June 26th at night. So, we did have that move up. And again, here would be your next day. So June 26th would have been the night when I called it out that night. So if you would have got in the next day, even, I mean, and even if you get in at a discount and all that, I mean, since the flow came out, I mean, that was again, not as big of a move as the other ones, but a little over 2.5%, 2.62%, $2 move. So, I mean, and that's pretty big on something like Best Buy where it's a little smaller, and then kind of depending on your deltas and all that. I mean, you get a good return on your trades there. So your next one is going to be Plug, and pull up that flow here. So June 27th. So we're going to be looking at the 28th. So 27th for Plug, and I mean, this was a great one. This was a very nice one of the week and very easy to find too. So we said the 27th, so I mean, here you open up on the 28th, and I mean, this was a nice little bull flag, whatever you want to call it, kind of coming into that support area, demand area, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, you get in here, and this is a very nice 14.78% move up here. So, and again, it's only $1.35 move, which I know newer traders are like, that's not a huge move, but contract wise, if you're trading options, that is a huge move. The deltas on these, especially if you get closer to the money, they're like 0.60. So that's pretty much $60 per contract for those who don't know that. So again, huge, easy trade idea there if you took that. So our next one, so this was a really interesting one with Exponential Fitness. So this, let me pull this guy up for everyone. So we had 2 repeated hits here on these August 18th 15 calls and the 721 17 and a half. So this actually got down off of a report. So, and again, I will try to leave notes and stuff like this in here. So like, we had our next major resistance at 1903. So again, we're going to be looking at the 28th because this was 819 2017, obviously the market's closed. So let's so yeah, keep this in mind because this was actually almost right on. This is exactly why I leave notes too. So keep in mind 1903 was the resistance, but our XPOF, let me pull this up. So this would have been the next day. So you get in, we make a huge move. Well, we kind of moved up a little bit there, and we moved up a little bit more. And again, this one kind of gapped up about 8% the next day. So stuff like that, I don't like chasing. But I mean, even if you would have came in here, I mean, you still make a small move up. But again, like I said, 1903 was my next resistance spot. So knowing that, I probably would not have chased this because look, we're right where we rejected 1919, 16 cents off. And so, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, that's why I like to leave notes. This is something I would not have chased, but I mean, if you did, you could squeeze a maybe 5-10% out of that, but this still does have that gap up here to fill as well. So, this was our big winner of the week, though Rivian was a great idea here if you did take that. So, let me pull this up. So, we had 2 repeated hits on the 721.17 calls. So, coming over here, and like I said, like with this one, I was actually I didn't show anybody the date or tell the date. So 28th, we're looking at the 29th. So here is your 28th when I called it out, and I said we broke that trend line with good increasing volume, and we took off the next day. I mean, you get in here, this is a 14% move up almost in 2 days, a $2 move. This is huge on the contracts, and I did post this on Unusual Whales as well. I mean, you could have got a discount on these contracts at open. I think 0.42-ish was the low, but but even if you took that whales entry, I mean 0.49, these hit 111. That's 120% return on the contracts there. So I only knew that one because that one actually I just tweeted out, but and then again, I mean, see, I try to like with like the chart and stuff like, see, look, now we're coming into this little supply resistance area, and we'll see what happens here. I mean, you can see volume slightly coming off. So, I mean, again, another great winner if you took this one. So, moving on. So, this next one was a day trade idea. So, let me move this back to the 1 minute and get this set up here. So, this, I have to come back here. So, this was a day trade idea from the actual watch list. So, we had 128, 129 call less than 127.78, and I'll give a nice little example here of the watch list for especially newer traders. So here's your 127.78. This first drop here, you would have stopped out because with these day trades, I tend to just have a 10% stop, and you really minimize your risk when you take kind of like little smaller stop outs like that. Easier to come back from versus 30-40% stop outs, but so this first entry would have been a stop out, and you can always take these momentum entries back up, which I do like to do. Which I mean, this would have got you about 20% here, and then I did end up scratching that for the day. But you can see we kind of just consolidated around this area, took off, and again for newer traders trading my watch list, this is exactly what you're looking for right here. You can see how we're bouncing. When I say less than, you want it to come touch and bounce back up. So you're looking for that rejection or bounce or whatever you want to call it there. So bounce for calls, rejection for puts. You get the idea. But I mean, this is the importance of having great entries too. I mean, could have took that, but it was scratch, so don't count it. But I mean, you can see where we are. This is a great area. So next up, and this was a Discord one. We had Roblox, and this was from 6/26. So we're going to be looking at the 27th here. So let me pull up the Roblox. So I don't have the date on here, but I mean, if you want me to, I mean, I can pull it from Discord if you don't trust me, but I would like to say I am very, very transparent with the stuff. So, but we had Roblox repeated hits on the 728 40 calls. So here we are. Where's my Roblox? Move this back to the day. So here is our Roblox, and this again was 626. So we're gonna look for 627. Where is my 626? So I mean, we were sitting right here. You come in here, and this is a nice move up here. Even if you come in here, let me pull this up. So I mean, and you don't always have to. I mean, this isn't just a get in at open just because something's there. I like to wait for pullbacks, kind of wait for like a nice little support area. So like, I mean, this area, I mean, the kind of 3970 area would have been nice, but I mean, again, a nice move up. Still kind of down a little bit on the week, but I mean, it made a 8% move up that day. I mean, this was a huge, huge day. And then even if you swung calls, you hit 42, but you can see it's rejecting the top of that gap there. Doesn't want to fill that gap fully, but still has another about 4.5% to go there. So this next one, Johnson & Johnson, this was also from 626, and this was a Discord one as well. So we had 2 repeated hits here, and I have 2 images for this one. I'll try to obviously make these videos a little bit better once we start moving along here. Again, this was kind of a on the fly video. Sat down like, yeah, I'm going to recap the video or the trades from the week. So again, be patient. I apologize if the videos format is just crap, but I'm not here to make beautiful videos. I'm here to provide knowledge. So we have Johnson & Johnson here. Again, this was from the 26th, and we had 2 repeated hits here. We had a mixed one and a fully bullish one, and that is these right here. So you can see, I mean, we had a really mixed one there, and usually I won't put stuff out that's mixed like this, but we had this bullish one here, and again, from 626, here's your date. You can see that. So we are going to be looking at 627 here. Johnson & Johnson. So 626, you would have, I mean, we kind of came down a little bit that day. And then again, that's kind of why I like to say there's a mixed bullish alert, mixed flow alert, sorry. And then we had the fully bullish one. So I mean, again, you're kind of expecting maybe a pullback there, which I would again wait for something like a nice little resist or a support spot. And again, I mean, obviously it's hindsight since the market's closed and it's easy to do, but I mean, like you look at this, I mean, 162 area is a good spot to enter, and again, you would see that'd be a good spot. And let's just say we'll say that was an entry just for fun here. I mean, obviously I'm picking the low end, but I mean, again, you have a 2.5% or 2.3% move up here. I mean, again, another winning idea if you were strategic in that. So our next one is AMGN, and this was a Discord one as well, and this is from the 27th. So we're going to look at the 28th here. So 27th would have been right here. You can see we kind of move down in here. I mean, and again, like I'm going to pull it back up here in a second to show everybody. I mean, this made a nice almost 1.73% move down since the 28th. I mean, you open here and then close down here. So, I mean, that's a huge move in the day, intraday. But again, like I said, I like to leave notes and all that stuff. And this one, actually, I looked at the weekly. So let me pull up the weekly here. So it looks like it tested. So, I mean, like I said, it tested that trend line and look where it bounced. So pull this up one more time. I was saying it's looking to test that trend line on the weekly, monthly chart. So let me pull this up. As again, like I said, not here to make beautiful videos. It's all about the content. But I mean, we tested that trend line and bounced. So didn't get that break under, but still could have scalped it down a little bit, put on stops. You get the idea. So our next one, actually, I had a Pfizer one here, which I forgot to throw up, but we'll skip that one. That one actually broke. I'll pull it up here. I don't have the flow. I'm sorry, but actually, I suppose. I'll pull up the flow here. Look at this. In the middle of videos, just finding flow. I'll pull up the flow here. So I'll just pull that guy right here. So, I mean, here's your Pfizer. And again, this was from the 27th as well. So, I mean, we had repeated hits on with an ascending fill on the 721.36 puts. Broke that trend line. There's a gap to fill now. So, volume increasing on the daily. So, let me do that here. I gotta move this back to the day. So again, this was from the 27th. So looking at this, so again, here's your break below the trend line. Huge gap to fill now. So 27th here, I mean, and we made very small, small move down, 2.61%. And obviously we're coming back up now, probably going to come fill this gap or test the trend line and reject back down again. We'll see. So that was for that guy. And Etsy was another one we had. Getting back on track here. So Etsy was a Discord idea as well. And still, obviously, this one is from Thursday. So this is from the 28th. So, I mean, this is kind of in the middle. So those who might want to take this could be a good idea if you're still watching the video. But here's your 28th. And I suppose I should show everybody the flow. You might want to see that. So here's your Etsy. So 3 alerts on the 721.90 calls. We're kind of sitting on that trend line, I said, and I'll show everybody here kind of, and I will try to kind of leave like a little financial news here too. I mean, like your year over year total revenues up. So, hey, how are their finances doing? How are their fundamentals doing? And I mean, stuff like that. Hey, maybe you'll see that bounce. But so here's your Etsy, the 3 alerts on the 721 calls. And again, this is from 628. And yeah, that's the only issue with Discord is they don't show the date on there. And again, if people want to question or have me verify anything, I can pull the full day there and pull screenshots and show everybody with. And again, nothing gets edited or changed daily, so I don't like to delete posts or anything. If there's a spelling error, I can delete it and repost it, but you get the idea. So Etsy, so like this would be a good one right now to get in, because look what happened here. Like I said, we were sitting on that trend line, but that was from the 28th. So 28th here, so you got that bad finish on Etsy on the day. Even yesterday we sold off more. Like look where we are on the trend line. Kind of broke below it a little bit, and we're coming back now, and we'll see what the market gives us with this one. This one could be a good one to put some risk on. Only thing I don't like is that increasing volume there yesterday, but still, I mean, you're kind of sitting at that. You're still below that average 10-day volume. So, I mean, not horrible, but I mean, this is a huge sell off. You probably see shorts cover eventually here, and right at the trend line might be a good spot because, I mean, you zoom out here. This is a bounce every time since 2020. I mean, bounce, bounce, bounce. Even you move this to the weekly chart, bounce, bounce. Sitting on it right now, we'll see what happens. And again, a little less volume on the week too, so could be a good sign, but we'll see. So move this back to the daily, and we have one more to look at. And then I want to thank everybody for dealing with the pain of this bad format. Again, like I said, it'll get better. This was kind of I'm going to sit down, just recap everything. Because again, everything I like to put out, I like to recap just to see where it went. So our last one, again, was another Discord idea. And this was with AI. So we had repeated hits on the 728 36 calls. And again, like I said, I like to leave little notes here. So your resistance around the 38, 18, etc., and support. I'll kind of like to leave that stuff. So I mean, good areas to kind of potentially put on an idea. So again, all these are just my ideas. Again, nothing is financial advice here. So just kind of want to reiterate that nothing is financial advice. Always do your own due diligence too. So let me pull up AI here, and this was again from the 28th. Pull that up here, AI. So 28th, we're looking at the 29th. I mean, you would have opened here. I mean, could have got a very nice discount here. And again, obviously, supports and resistance, supply, demand, whatever you want to call it, might not hit there. I mean, you can always skip an idea too if we're not in that correct area, which I kind of would like to do as well. I do like to put the flow out though, because I do like to show how good Unusual Whales is at properly reading the flow and finding flow versus them. But even taking this, I mean, in the 2 days, we'll go on the high end here. I mean, this is a 6.25% move up, and again, like I said, I will leave notes like this where, hey, resistance is that 38.18, 38.65 area. Well, look what's happening. 38.18, 38.65, rejection back down. So nasty rejection there. So that's kind of everything I put out on the week. Again, I don't have all the contract prices. Next week's video, I'll try to keep. I'm gonna put everything in a better spreadsheet. I'll have contract prices, percents, all that for everybody. So make it a little better. But this was kind of I want to sit down and just recap. So as you can tell, everything was not thought out 100% fully when making the video. But again, not here for creativity and beautiful videos. We're here to learn, make money, actually learn to trade, learn to look at flow. So I'll kind of keep some of the flow too, and we'll go over that a little bit more next week. So I do kind of want to do these every week because, again, you put something out on the internet, you should be held responsible for what you put out. So, but otherwise, that is all I have. And again, for those who don't know, I do have a Discord. I will throw the link in the description below. We I'll also Unusual Whales. I do have a what do you call it, discount coupon as well. So if you're interested in trying that, and again, you can always check out my Twitter too at Anthony Sanford. Lots of knowledge posted on there. I will answer your tweets if you tweet at me. I have no problem answering questions and all that. So again, that's all I have. Thank you for bearing with me through the video. And again, remember, none of this is financial advice. And have a great week and holiday weekend, everyone. Talk soon.